might be.
What?
Tractor.
Yeah, could very well be. I'm sure there's a lot of farming going on. Yeah, ain't no telling how long that bridge has been disabled. I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah, at least 50, 1950, you know what?
Yeah.
50 years gone. It's been burning to now.
Breaking camp, second morning. Getting ready. Bug spray. By the way, Glennon, have you got the sunscreen over there handy? Yeah. Good. You never know, you may need it. Good foggy morning. Barely see the mountains off in the distance for the fog. Yeah, if I'd stop this boat long enough.
I see places on me that you can see in a boat.
Yeah?
That's cool.
Yeah, all this rock formation here is pretty snazzy. Like that one over there, it's got like a tunnel in it.
Weird.
Up under there. Some sort of an archway. It's pretty cool. Yeah, there's been a lot of water rushed across these rocks over the years. Unique little place. They said there's no such thing as alligators on the Paint Rock River. Got one right here. Sitting there doing his thing. He's a big one too. There's the rest of my crew way down yonder. I had to stop and get a picture of this gator here. Oh well, over he's going to attack, so I'll just leave him there. Pretty stretch of river up through here though. Yep, end of the journey. Butler's Mill. Just eat a sandwich. And we're out here on the rocks. Fixing to load everything up and head to the house. Pretty little stretch of falls down through there. Glad I didn't go down them. Still got a long trek through the woods up there though with all this stuff. That's gonna bite. I'm gonna have to fix a way of having wheels on these canoes. Well, here is our takeout point. This is the road we're going to have to pull everything up to unload everything. Quite a steep little embankment. Got a bunch of crap here we got to load up and carry up that far. This is a real wasteland over here that you got to carry it through, full of all kinds of holes where four-wheelers have got stuck. Every other kind of thing, big drainage ditches, and so on. It's kind of a mess around here. It's quite a long ways that you got to tote everything, especially if you got a whole bunch of boats you got to get from one place to another, and of course all the gear that you need for 3 days camping. Kind of hard to lighten your load very much and still have enough supplies to get you through. It's a long trail down to the river to get all the stuff. There's the bridge, a little one-lane bridge. You don't see too many one-lane bridges around anywhere. But that there is. That's all they got. Of course, there's not that much traffic over here most of the time. I'm sure it's not a major bottleneck. It's a nice little stroll, but it's not too good to carry a whole bunch of heavy stuff uphill. It's a good little trip all the way down to the water down here. I've got most everything out of the boats carried up there while everybody's gone to get the vehicle with the canoe trailer so we can haul everything back. Yeah, David's boat's empty. Just got a few little odds and ends left in this, and I'm fixing to gather up them and carry them up there, and we'll be through with this place for the day. Hopefully we'll be back again soon. Well, here's something that's quite unusual. Every 14 years you have what's called a periodic cicada that hatches out down here in the valleys. Thank goodness we don't have them up on the mountain. But they're ugly little critters. I don't know if you can tell very much about him. This camera wasn't made for getting up close and personal, I don't reckon. But he's a big-eyed varmint. Kind of a funky looking. It's kind of like the usual dry flies that you have all over the place. But these stay in the ground for a really long time as juveniles, and then they hatch out, lay their eggs, and then the next generation piddles around for a few years, and then they hatch out. They're about done. Here a few weeks ago, it would have sounded like some sort of machinery running around here all the time, because I mean it's loud. You can hear it a little bit now if you listen. But there ain't hardly as much as there was. I hope I'm getting his best side. But all around over here, you can see places where that they've hatched out, crawled around all over the place. There's little holes. I don't know if you can see the little holes all in the ground here where that they've hatched out. You can't hardly step without stepping on a hole. They have hatched out of the ground, and they shed their little skin, which looks like just a regular dry fly skin, and their wingless little grub turns into a winged little fly, and they crawl up all over the trees. You can see them stuck all over this excuse me, hackberry tree. You can see the little grubs, the shell that they left behind, stuck all in here. They're all up over this hackberry tree. It'd be kind of cool to see one hatching out. May have to look around and see if I can find me one. Well, there's one, still inside his chrysalis, or whatever you want to call it. He hadn't hatched out yet. Right next to him you can see one that's hollow, but he's still in there because it's all filled up with bug inside there. There's lots of them on this tree. I mean, for some reason they really like this one. You can see them just about on every underside of every leaf up through there. They're just everywhere. Some of them even piled up on top of one another, hatching out. They're just stuck everywhere. But that's the only one I found that still had the bug inside of it. I don't know how long it takes them to decide to come out, but it's pretty amazing how many of them is on some of these trees, just covering the trees up under there. But at least I did find one that was still in there. The only one I saw that still hadn't hatched out yet. I was hoping to find one that was crawling up out of the ground and crawling up the tree, but so far I have not. But anyway, they are everywhere around here. It's enough to drive a person batty, the sound of them all over the place. There's one breaking out right there. He's just about broke out of his shell. Won't be long till he'll be out of there. And I hope that wasn't poison sumac that I was just messing with, but I think it was. I think I'll go and find a disinfecting wipe and clean my hands.